Hey guys, so what I'm going to go into today is the full Turkish getup, as I got requested to show all the little coaching cues that you should look out for while doing the movement. So I'm going to break it down step by step, what to look out for, what not to do, what to do, and we'll go from there. So starting position with the getup, I'm not going to use the kettlebell because we're going to go through a lot of the positions, and holding it the entire time is going to make me tired. So what we're going to do is have an imaginary belt. So your starting position, you have the same knee up with the same hand holding. With this leg is out to a 45, this hand is out to a 45 with the palm down, not up. So a lot of people, what they do wrong in this position is when they come up, they think of crunching forward, which we don't want. You want to think of almost rolling to your elbow, right? And as you're doing it, you want to think of driving this elbow into the ground and driving this heel into the ground as you come across. And you can almost see my chest is pointing towards you and not towards the ceiling. And in this position, a lot of times people, the shoulder will kind of just hang out here. Or really, you want to push into that elbow, keeping that shoulder in line almost with this one to keep this kettlebell from traveling in a position where you don't want. Now, the other thing that I see a lot is when people come up and they're not engaging their core, they kick up this leg to get up. You'll always see that when they come across, they kind of just do that. So what that tells me is that they're trying to use their hip flexor to kind of initiate that movement, where in reality you want to use your core to engage and come across. The one thing I tell people do is take a deep breath, inhale, and as you come up, exhale. And that should not pop up, and that will help. Now the next part is you're going to come up towards the hand. And same thing, you don't want to, sit into the shoulder like that, being all slouched forward. You want that chest up. Now the next portion, you slide this hand closer to your bum, lift up the hips, and this portion right here is really important. If you don't lift up your hips high enough, this leg is not going to be able to get through. So you want to really drive those hips up and get that leg underneath. Now, this is another important part of the getup. If you have hip mobility issues, you'll see a lot of people come up short, come up too far, or they just can't get that leg and they're really trying to drive it through. Now, when you finally get to this position, look down. Is this knee underneath this hip? Is this knee in line with this hand? You want to be a solid, almost like statue, or if you're holding the kettlebell, you drew a line down my chest, you go right to my hip and to my knee. So from this position here, you want to push your hips back, and then you're coming up. So from this position, I like to use the leg forward and swivel over, then turning my bottom knee. So from here, you'd come forward in almost a lunge position. From there, come up. Same thing in reverse lunge. Open up this leg, push the hips back, and wherever this knee is where your hand should go. So still looking at the kettlebell, the hand goes forward. Now you have all this room with your hips to swivel back and forth to kick through that leg. And now you're in this position again, still keeping that chest up. And now with this hand, you're going to slide, elbow, and now you've finished. Now, going back to the position here, a lot of times when people come through, their leg will kind of be too far this way, too far this way. Always look down and check yourself before you wreck yourself. And make sure you're in a tight and stable position. And then when you're coming back down, a lot of people, when they come down, they either just drop forward, where you want to push your hips back, or they'll lean back this way and now you're in an unstable position to get through your getup. So push your hips back where your knee is and goes down, and you're going through.